everyone, it's Miss Kristen from Brentwood Library, and I get to share with you today one of the 5 contenders for the Picture Book Children's Choice Awards. Every day this week, you will hear one of the 5 nominated books. Today, I am sharing with you Lubna and Pebble. Lubna and Pebble was written by Wendy Meddour and illustrated by Daniel Igneous. Here we have lots of blue squiggly lines. What do these blue squiggly lines remind you of? Water? Me too. And here we have a vast ocean with a very large ship and lots of people. Lubna's best friend was a pebble. It was shiny and smooth and gray. Lubna found it on the beach when they arrived in the night. Then she fell asleep in Daddy's salty arms. It looks like Lubna and her daddy were passengers on that large ship, and that their ship has just landed in a new place. When Lubna opened her eyes, it was morning. They had landed in a world of tents. Lubna clutched Daddy's hand and gripped her pebble. Somehow, she knew they'd keep her safe. In a big white tent, Lubna found a felt tip pen. She drew a happy face on her pebble. "Hello, Pebble," whispered Lubna. Pebble smiled back. Lubna told Pebble everything about her brothers, about home, about the war. Pebble always listened to her stories. Pebble always smiled when she felt scared. "I love you, Pebble," Lubna said with a sigh. So we have a lot of information right now about Lubna. We know that her and her dad have left their home and they have landed in a world of tents. Tents can provide temporary shelter or a living space for someone. And when we see here that Lubna is telling Pebble all about her home, she mentions that there's a war. So it sounds like Lubna and her daddy have left their home because they were no longer safe and are now refugees waiting for a new home. Then the winter arrived. The winds began to blow. The tents began to flap. Daddy said, "Come close. I'll keep you warm." But Lubna was worried. What if Pebble gets cold? "That must never happen," said Daddy. He went and found a shoebox and a tea towel. "Thank you," Lubna grinned. Then she put Pebble to bed and kissed it goodnight. Look how warm and cozy Pebble looks in her shoebox. Soon a little boy arrived. At first, he had no words, just blinks and sneezes and stares. "This is my best friend Pebble," Lubna said. The little boy coughed and sneezed, then smiled. "Hello, Pebble. My name's Amir." Lubna and Amir became friends. They played hide and seek underneath the stars. But at bedtime, Lubna whispered to Pebble, "You are still my best friend." One day, Daddy was beaming. "We are leaving. We have found a new home." Lubna felt happy, then sad. Amir cried. Why do you think Amir's sad? Because Lubna is leaving. That night, Lubna couldn't sleep. She asked Pebble what to do. Pebble didn't answer. But by morning, Lubna knew. What do you think Lubna's going to do? Let's see. Lubna gave Amir the shoebox with Pebble and the pen. "What do I do if Pebble misses you?" asked Amir. "Draw the smile back on," said Lubna. "And what do I do if I miss you?" "Tell Pebble all about it," Lubna said. Amir nodded and held the shoebox tight. Lubna is a really good friend, isn't she? She knows how Amir feels, that he feels frightened and alone, so far from home. So she gave Pebble to Amir to help him feel better. "Goodbye, Pebble," whispered Lubna. So now Lubna and her daddy are going to their new home on another ship. "Hello, Pebble," Amir said. And that is the end of our book, Lubna and Pebble. So don't forget to vote. You can find the link to vote in the description below. Have a good night.